The Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, the 12th chapter.
Glory to you.
Jesus said, "Do not be afraid, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give alms. Make purses for yourselves that do not wear out, an unfailing treasure in heaven where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Be dressed for action and have your lamps lit. Be like those who are waiting for their master to return from the wedding banquet, so that they may come and open the door for him as soon as he comes and knocks. Blessed are those slaves whom the master finds alert when he comes. Truly I tell you, he will fasten his belt and have them sit down to eat, and you will come and serve them. If he comes during the middle of the night or near dawn and finds them so, blessed are those slaves. But know this, the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would have not have let his house be broken into. You also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an unexpected hour." This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
You may be seated. Back in the early part of my ministry, when I first started that, right after my ordination, I was dealing with migraine cluster headaches. For anybody who's ever dealt with migraine cluster headaches, they're awful. So I went to the care of a doctor, and she had recommended an MRI. Well, for anybody who's been in MRI machines, you know that they're uncomfortable as well. And well, I'm not going to go caving, let's put it that way. I like spaces that are open. I'm a big guy. MRI machines are little. So on the day of the MRI, it was actually late in the evening, they put me on a little trundle thingy and laid me down and put earphones in my ear, and they put a cloth over my eyes so I couldn't open up and realize that I was in this small, round, metal cylinder. And they wheel me in. I'm laying there, listening to country music. This was kind of my country music phase. I'm not sure really where that came from, but anyway, it's a whole other story. So I'm about a minute into the MRI and listening to this radio station, and there's a pause. Dead air. Now, for anybody who knows radio, dead air is not a good thing. But this was designed. It was an advertisement. So there's this long pause, and then this young man's voice comes on. He's probably in his 30s. Very serene, very straightforward, and said, "Imagine you are dead." That was not hard to do. And actually, I kind of chuckled at that because it was that moment. It's like, okay, I'm not dead. So I got through the MRI, and they didn't find anything in there. They didn't find anything wrong in there, thank goodness. Ultimately, the cluster broke and we moved on. But anyway, what I want to come back to is that question. Imagine you're dead. As I read this preparedness that Jesus talks about, we talk about preparedness, being ready when the Master comes. That's what Advent is all about. Being dressed for action, having your lamps lit, being ready to meet the Lord because the Lord's coming at an unexpected hour. We all know that. We hear that. As good Lutherans, we hear that every year at Advent. We hold on to it. We trust that the Lord is coming at an unexpected hour, but we trust that the Lord is coming. Do we truly ask the question that we may meet the Lord before the Lord comes? And we also truly ask the question that we may meet the Lord before we want to, or are ready to. I'm speaking to you as a pastor, not a preacher. We all know the fragility of life. You see it on the news. Last week, multiple people lost their lives before the ship. Every day it happens. Illnesses, accidents, falls. So as a pastor, my question is, are you ready if something like that would happen? Have you made your plans, your arrangements? And I don't care how old you are, how young you are. There's enough people in this room that can testify that this is not a 60-plus issue. This is a right now issue. Do you have your medical power of attorney in place? Have you planned your succession? Have you filled out your will? Have you done your advance directives? Have you made it clear to your family whether you're an organ donor or not? Does your family know what your wishes are if something should happen? Is your estate in order? Have you thought about writing your own obituary? Have you planned your service? Look, I'm not trying to be morbid, and I'm not trying to push you into a place where you don't want to go, but these are questions that we as faithful people should be asking. These are questions that we as humans should be asking. There is no promise, my friends, that since you put your feet on the floor today, that you're going to get that opportunity tomorrow. It's not there. I pray that it is. I've got other things I want to do tomorrow. I pray that it is. There's no promise even in the waters of baptism that you're going to get 60, 70, 80, 90 years of long, healthy life. The promise of baptism is only that no matter what you face, for as long as you face it, God will be with you. As your pastor, this is a vital question. Have you done this? Have you thought about it? Have you talked to people around you who are important? This is not a morbid conversation. This is not a conversation that says, I'm ready to die. This is not a conversation that says, I'm giving up. This is a conversation that says, I know, we know. Life doesn't always go as planned. There are things like cancer, heart disease, the incessant pool of gravity, 2-ton metal things that go at 70 miles an hour. This is all part of our life. This is a preparedness thing. This is a ready thing. And I stand here before you today and I talk about it as your pastor because somebody needs to say it. If you're having this conversation already, then great. You just had 5 minutes or so just kind of hanging out. If you haven't had this conversation, it's time to. It's time to start thinking about it. It's time to start thinking about those who come after you, should something happen. Because trust me, I've been in many circumstances where that conversation has happened, and it has been a whole lot, I won't say easier, but less difficult to deal with. And I've been in situations where those conversations haven't happened. And it's a whole lot more chaotic. This is not a conversation of morbidity, this is a conversation of love. This is a conversation to say, I don't want you. And probably some of the most difficult times in your life to have to make these decisions. Let me make them now. And if you don't know how to make them, if you don't know how to have the conversation, then come and talk to me. Let's do it together. I have all kinds of resources. This is part of what it means to be dressed for action. Because your action may be meeting the Lord. And what you leave for those who come after you. It's a big gift. It's a big gift. My friends, I stand here before you today and I take this opportunity because I love you.
Mommy.
And you know as well as I do that no matter where you go, if you ask me, I'm going to go with you. But it's a whole lot easier to go there. If you have the conversations when you're not there yet. Or when we have to have the conversations. The resources are there. Ask question. What would happen if you died today? Those who surround you, will they be ready for that? You have a big impact. Living will. Advanced director. Medical power of attorney. Maybe it doesn't come all the way to the end, or maybe it's somewhere in the middle, and you can't make that call. Wills, estates, trusts. We're all there. And we have resources in this community who can talk about that. Insurances and finances, attorneys, doctors. Use it. Let's make sure these conversations are happening, so that those who are around you will be able to love you and not have to make the decisions anymore. God bless you. Christ died for you. You will receive the meal of thanksgiving. You have been washed in the waters of baptism. You are important in the eyes of God. We're going to bring it back around a little bit and try to raise up your spirit or something. Feel a little bit heavy. A little bit heavy. I know you didn't plan on coming here to hear this today, but the Holy Spirit asked me to say it, so very happy. I love you all. God bless you all. I want you and those around you to be as strong as they can be, especially in those most difficult times. We all have the capability of making sure that's the case now for those difficult